What is up, guys? It's Pretty Meister here, and this is my brand new and improved Zamorak God Wars guide for soloing. On screen now you're seeing some details about the boss. The boss called Tsutsaroth was released the 28th of August 2007 along with all the other God Wars bosses. It has the highest combat level in God Wars other than Nex, has 2,550 life points, attacks with magic and melee. Its max hit is a 497 with melee and a 300 with magic. It's weak to dark light and stab. Its top drops are Zamorak Hilt, Zamorakian Spear, Godsword Shard and Effigies. Okay, so now you know a bit about the actual boss and what it drops. You're now going to want to know about the recommended stats and equipment for getting there. On screen now you're seeing the minimum recommended stats that I would suggest for taking to Zami for soloing. 90 attack, strength and defense for obvious reasons. 67 plus summoning for the War Tortoise so you can take extra food. And 70 plus prayer with piety unlocked because without piety or turmoil, it's going to be incredibly difficult and probably not worth your while to try and solo Zami. Now we move on to the low-level gear setup. This is the basic minimum setup that I recommend for trying to solo Zami. Basically it consists of a Nezi Knot helm or a Slayer helm if you're on task, Amulet of Glory which can be upgraded to a Fury, Torag plate body or any other barrow plate other than Varak, Varak plate skirt or any other barrow's legs, the Obsidian shield which can be upgraded to a DFS, Dragon boots which if you have enough money you can upgrade to Steadfast boots, Ring of Wealth which you can upgrade to Warrior's Ring, Barrow's gloves which can be upgraded or downgraded to any other recipe for disaster gloves, Zamorak arrow as your Zami item, and I'm using a whip for a weapon, however upgrading to any chaotic will be a great advantage to you. Now we move on to the inventory for the low level setup. This is what I recommend taking. The Dark Light can be upgraded to either Claws or Bandos Godsword. Supersets, obviously upgrade to Extremes if you have them because they will make a huge difference to how long your trip will last. Sharks, obviously Rocktail if you want, or if you have got the Overloads then you can use Bruise and Restores combination, but that'll probably be more in the high level setup. Teleports, obviously, so you can get out, and the Fire Rune and the Lore Runes, so you can do the Trollheim tab drop tactic thing, and prayer pots, just because prayer is what you need there. Now we move on to the medium level setup. This is the setup that I would personally recommend as it gives a good balance between cost and effectiveness. You'll be able to stay there a long amount of time with this setup without being too expensive. Setup is Varak helm or fighter helmet which can be subbed out for a Slayer helmet if on a Slayer task, Amulet of Fury which can be degraded to a Amulet of Glory, Soul Wars cape or fire cape. Soul Wars cape will allow your trip to last a bit longer whereas fire cape will output damage more. Chaotic longsword because it is better than rapier. It's been tested, it has been proven that chaotic longsword is better than the rapier here, but that can be used to down to a chaotic rapier if that's what you have. Bandos chestplate can be taken down to Torag plate. Dragonfire shield again can be subbed down to an Obsidian shield. Bandos tassets can be taken down to a Varak plate skirt. Barrow's gloves can be changed to any other recipe for disaster gloves. Steadfast boots can obviously be downgraded to Dragon boots. Onyx ring eye can be downgraded to Berserker ring eye or any other imbued ring. For the medium level inventory you want to have 16 Saradomin brews and 14 super restores in your yak, and for your actual inventory you want 4 overloads, 4 prayer renewals, 2 anti-poison plus, 5 Saradomin brews, 5 super restores, 2 super prayer pots, yak pouch with scrolls, unicorn pouch with scrolls, dragon claws or any other spec weapon, and teleport tabs to get out in an emergency. Okay, now we move on to the top level setup, this high level setup. This is essentially like the perfect gear for tanking or soloing Zami. If you have this gear, I don't expect you to be watching this guide, but this is just so you guys that are watching can see this is what basically the perfect setup would be. It's basically full Torva, Divine, Steadfast boots, Barrow's gloves, Onyx ring imbued, which can be subbed to a Berserker ring imbued, but the extra strength bonus, but losing all the attack bonus will result in slower kills. Divine for the defense, like the nullifying of damage. Chaotic longsword, Soul Wars cape, so your trip can last longer because of the prayer. And yeah, that's this setup. This is basically the perfect setup, but if you have this much money, then you're probably going to want to be doing a different boss to Zami, and you're probably not going to be watching this guide. Now we move on to the high level inventory setup and familiar. You want to use 7 overloads, 7 prayer renewals, 3 anti-poison P++s. If you use this in coordination with the poison purge aura, you can stay pretty well forever. 1 Saradomin brew in your inventory, 1 super restore in inventory, 1 super prayer, teleport runes to get there, and a yak pouch and scrolls, and a unicorn pouch and scrolls. Inside your yak you want 16 Saradomin brews and 14 super restores. However, you may find that you might not need all these brews and can swap it around, so you have 16 super restores and 14 Saradomin brews. With this high level setup you will easily be able to last the whole 7 overloads and without any difficulty. You're probably going to have to not eat really at all. As soon as your unicorn comes out, you will be down to just using the unicorn and no food at all. On screen now are a list of useful skills and items for killing the Zamorak boss. 95 prayer with curses activated for the turmoil and soul split prayers, 96 herblore with overloads, and 96 and 88 summoning for yak and unicorn respectively. Okay, now you know what to take and the inventory setup, you need to know how to get there. I recommend using teleport tabs or teleport runes to teleport to Trollheim, and following the path that is indicated on screen now. Once you arrive in God Wars Dungeon, you will need to get kill count. On the map you see on screen now, I have highlighted 3 good places to get kill count. The most south place, you will need a Saradomin item to get the kill count, so I recommend the one that's actually inside the Zamorak Fortress, which is the most northerly one on the map. The black line also shows the way from the entrance to God Wars into the boss room. On screen now is a solo kill I got earlier using a combination between the low and medium level setup. I believe I'm using full Bandos, BGS as a spec weapon, Rapier, DFS, and a Glory rather than a Fury. Also using a combination of extremes and super pot because that's what I have, and Shark as my food. Once you go into the boss room you want to pray, range, and activate either Turmoil or Piety and start attacking the main boss. If you're unlucky like me and your spec wep hits 0, then the kill will be a fair amount slower as it doesn't have reduced defense or a lot of its hit points taken out by a set of claws. You want to make sure you keep your prayer high at all times as it does go down surprisingly quickly when you're concentrating on eating and stuff. Also I do recommend keeping your hit points above 600, 550, 600-ish, as you see a few times in this clip, you can get comboed pretty high, and it doesn't happen all that often, but once or twice per kill you will get like a massive, like there, big combos just hit you and take down your hit points pretty quick. This kill wasn't the fastest kill, mostly because BGS didn't hit lower defense and I wasn't on a Slayer task, so I didn't get the bonus of the Slayer helm. Also, I am only using extreme pots and a Piety rather than turmoil and overloads. Once the boss is dead, which as you can see on screen now it almost is, you want to attack the minions in the order of the mage minion, which is the Belfrog. He's in the form of a black demon, I believe it is. Once he is killed, you want to kill the one that's the lesser demon. I can't really remember what he's called, but it's the lesser demon one. He's the one that's furthest away and throwing rocks at you. He goes down fairly quickly, and then lastly you can soul split if you have it off the melee minion, or if you don't have it then just protect melee or just turn prayers off. Really, it doesn't make that much difference. Also, another thing I mentioned that I forgot to mention that I'm using here in this video is I am using the Poison Purge aura, and that does come in incredibly helpful when you're soloing, as it adds, well, in situations it will just randomly add 200 hit points, which is quite nice. So we're coming to the end of the clip now. Once you've done this, you can use the altar obviously and stand in the middle of the room and wait for the next kill. Okay, and that concludes my Zami guide. If there's any questions you have or think there's anything I haven't covered in the guide, don't forget to leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the guide and found it helpful, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more guides and daily videos. Thanks for watching, guys.